Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So I just went live not too long ago, right? So this is a um, doing this live again because I meant to bring this up in the first live I did earlier tonight. Um, and I just want to pose this question to the boxing fans out there, the heavyweight fans, man. Uh, who do you think? And it could be Jarrell Miller. We'll see June 1st, but who do you think out of this new class, this new era of heavyweights, who do you think is going to be the first pressure fighter to actually win a heavyweight title? And when I say heavyweight title, I mean one of the four major straps. No, not that IBO, and no, not the regular WBA, no, not the interim. I'm talking about, the four major ones, man. Uh, who do you think is going to be the first pressure fighter to win a heavyweight title? Because usually in every decade, there's always pressure fighters at the heavyweight division that, comes up with a title. Now, some guys are more skilled with their pressure, but their main objective is to come forward, all right? They don't have a plan B. Pretty much their plan B is, plan A is put on pressure, and plan B is put on more pressure. You know what I'm saying? So Jarrell Miller definitely is from that cloth. Again, like Mike Tyson was a pressure fighter, but he was coming forward, making you miss. Great head movement, good footwork. Joe Frazier had a high motor, come forward. You knew what they were coming to do. It wasn't like they're going like, all right, let me fight this one on the back foot. You know what I mean? You knew what they were coming to do, and they used that style until the damn wheels fell off, whether it was the good, the bad, or the ugly. You know what I mean? Jarrell Miller is, like I said, he's from that cloth, right? So nowadays, unlike the days of yesteryear, like the 80s and 90s and 70s, so on and so forth, Povetkin was a pressure guy that was like 6'1", but in those years, guys were the pressure guys, right? 9 times out of 10 were the guys that were 5'11", 6 feet tall. Okay, you still have guys like that in today's era. Oscar Rivas is a guy that's about 6'1". Romanov, the last guy to stop Deontay Wilder, he just picked up a victory yesterday. He stopped Wilder in the amateurs, but I'm bringing him up because I talked about him earlier today. He's about 6'1", something like that. He's not a highly rated contender, but he is undefeated. He is pressure. I'm mainly talking about pressure guys. Adam Konowski is a pressure guy, but now the pressure guys of the day are like 6'4", 6'6". I just seen somebody leave a comment say Joe Joyce. He's a pressure fighter. He's like 6'6". Dominic Brazil is a pressure guy that's 6'7". So that whole era of guys, just being 6 footers or shorter or around that height, that's yesteryear. You dig what I'm saying? Not to say that there wasn't some tall guys that put on pressure back in those days. Sure, Riddick Bowe was the guy that put on a lot of pressure, but I wouldn't say he was mainly a pressure fighter, although he did like to come. Shit, you might can make an argument for it, but he had a really good jab, really good boxing skills to cut out box when he wanted to, but he was really aggressive. To me, he was more of a boxer puncher that just fought really aggressive in his fights. All right, now, and I guess this just comes down to how you define pressure. Because you can get a guy hurt and then put pressure on him and get him out of there, and you're really an outboxer type. All right, Anthony Joshua, and to me, it's not so much about your KO percentage either. You know what I mean? Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder have very high KO percentages, but I don't look at them as pressure fighters. You dig what I'm saying? Now, if AJ gets you hurt, he's gonna put some pressure on you, get you the hell up out of there. You know what I mean? Or make an attempt to get you out of there. You dig what I'm saying? Same with Deontay Wilder. I think he's patient. He's wild at times, awkward, but he has very fast hands, and his awkwardness just throws guys off. Luis Ortiz to me is a stalker, powerful counterpuncher guy. But if he gets you hurt, he will put the pressure on you. But I'm talking about guys when they come out the gate, you know what they're trying to do. They're not trying to disguise it. They're not trying to masquerade around as something else. They come out there and try to get you out of there, man. You dig what I'm saying? So out of today's pressure fighters, you got guys like Sergey Kuzmin, like I just said, Miller, Konowski, even Oscar Rivas is out there, Joe Joyce, a plethora of guys, Dominic Brazil, Bryant Jennings was the guy like to put the high guard up, put pressure on you, but we seen him, he failed in his title attempts. He just lost his last fight to Oscar Rivas, but Jennings was the guy shitting the Rivas fight. It was Rivas the one putting on the pressure in that one. But who do you guys think, man? That's just a, I won't be able to read these comments. I'm driving right now. But I just want to get this quick live out there and see what you guys think, man. And when you guys leave comments, please try to refrain from just, he a bum. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you may think a certain fighter's style is, you know, he's a bum or whatever. Now that I said this, I'm sure people is going to say, they bums, you know what I mean? But who do you think has at least the best chance? Or do you think this era is going to just be dominated by boxer puncher heavyweights, or just guys who really fight on the back foot, a type of heavyweight? You dig what I'm saying? Shit, even Tyson Fury was more, I won't call him a pressure guy, but his style was different in 2011, earlier in his career. You know what I'm saying? But would you guys say Dillian White's a pressure guy? I think Dillian White likes to go in there and scrap. He will try to, you know, use it. He likes to use his jab, but I've seen him box a little bit with Dave Allen and shit like that, where he was kind of, you know, trying to box and move a little bit. But to me, I think Dillian White's a pressure guy. Derek Chisore's a pressure guy, but I think Chisore's chances of winning the world title came and gone. So I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about this, man. To me, somebody's going to win. I think there will be a pressure fighter in this crop that's going to win a world title. Maybe it won't be this crop, but I do see a pressure fighter. Nah, you know what the fuck it, man. I'm gonna go with this crop. I think somebody in here in this new crop is going to win a world title, one of the major world titles. I really believe that, man, because every era at least had one. Now the Klitschko's, they dominated their era, and there wasn't no pressure shit. Povetkin was the best pressure fighter of the 2000s. You can argue, in my opinion. You dig what I'm saying? And you seen what happened when he fought Joshua and when he fought Klitschko years ago. You know what I mean? So, or do you guys think, like, hey man, the days of the pressure guy at the heavyweight division is dead? Did the Klitschko's drown it out? And well, they certainly did. And will this new class drown it out? Samuel Peter did win a title. It was when Vitaly was gone. So let me fight Oleg Moskiev. And Moskiev was a heavy-handed fighter, man, who got a couple wins over Rockman, got blown out by 2. You guys remember Oleg Moskiev. I hope some of you do. If you don't, go look up some of his fights. All right. But so Samuel Peter was definitely a pressure guy, although he did show some boxing ability in his second fight with James Toney. You know what I mean? He definitely was a pressure guy, man. So Jarrell Miller will have his opportunity come June 1st, man. You know, one thing. Let me just touch on this real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this. All right. One thing about Jarrell Miller, man, people say that he doesn't hit hard, and usually, man, when somebody has an 83% KO percentage, that usually indicates that they got some type of pop. Now, is he just this highlight reel one-punch KO artist like Deontay Wilder, or do I think he punches as hard, or does it look on tape as if he punches as hard as maybe an Anthony Joshua or something like that? I'll put it like this, man. He's still stopping guys. Maybe his thing is more of a battle of attrition, wear you down, break down your body, and get you out of there. I mean, yes, Thomas Adamek was a former light heavyweight and cruiserweight, won world titles in those weight divisions. But and I know he's up there in age. I understand that. I know he got knocked out by Molina. He was actually winning that fight before Molina caught him and put him to sleep. But Thomas Adamek, man, is not just some easy guy to just stop like that, man. You know what I mean? Marius Wack isn't the easiest guy to get, to try to get out of there. You dig what I'm saying? Johan Duhaupas isn't the easiest guy to try to get up out of there. You know what I mean? So some of these stoppage victories are coming against some guys that may be long in the tooth a little bit, but they're tough guys. It's hard to just run through, man. You dig what I'm saying? Like, but with that said, though, will he be able to apply enough pressure to get Anthony Joshua out of there? And I think his power, man, maybe people are underrating his power, man. I thought the Donovan Dennis fight he had, I thought he viciously stopped him, man. That was some vicious type shit right there. That Donovan Dennis versus Jarrell Miller fight, that was highlight reel material right there. All right, so he may not be the, give you the same thrill or may possess the same thing as like a Deontay Wilder, but at the same time, man, this dude is stopping people. Bogdan Dinu was an undefeated prospect. Romanian cat who I did a prospect watch video on. He had never been stopped and, you know, beat up before like that. You dig what I'm saying? So, and I'm not trying to make those guys out to be world beaters or top 5 opponents, because they're not. All right, but shit, you don't have to be a top 5 opponent to have a good beard and be tough. You dig what I'm saying? He is getting, or he has got some stoppage victories, or some guys that, well, at least tough guys at the very least. You dig what I'm saying? So, I think his power is being underrated, man. 23 wins with 20 stoppages. I mean, usually you don't say a guy like that can't punch. Usually, you dig what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do a lot more videos breaking down Jarrell Miller and Anthony Joshua. This is just, I haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg yet, man. This is just something to throw out to you guys. Interested to read the comments. Again, man, try to give a good, intelligent response, man. And let's break it down. Don't just leave, he a bum. You know what I mean? Or he sucked. Like, come on, man. Let's really have some good debate on this. And I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about this, man. Until next time, man. Y'all be easy. I'm gone.